Hello and welcome to another channel update, this one for April 2nd, 2016. I'm Enigmaeus, and today, just a few things going on. And primarily, there's been a bit of a disruption in the release of Space Engineers videos, and since that's the only series that we have going right now, I felt it was only fair that I kind of bring you guys up to speed what's going on, what my plans are, what my expectations are going forward. And then everyone knows, and it's not a big deal. So we're going to get right to that. I want to keep this as brief as possible. We had a bit of a disruption. There was a delay between releases about a week ago because the Easter long weekend. I decided to take the weekend off from the channel, basically, and adding more videos, which was very nice. I very rarely take time off from thinking about what's the next episode going to be, how are we going, what do we need to gather for footage, what do we have to get ready. So to have a weekend off was really a nice treat. I really enjoyed it. I'm recharged, ready to go. I gathered some footage over the weekend, but it wasn't in the same kind of vein as it is when I'm actively pursuing the completion of videos. We got that episode out after my little break, and then the game came out with an update that broke a lot of stuff, and it really messed with our ability to kind of move forward with what we were doing. The goal for the next 3 episodes is by the end of the 3rd episode from now, we'll be on our way to Mars, if not on Mars, or flying around Mars, looking at what's going on down there, and then making plans for post-Mars activities. So, I mean, I don't want to be dragging out this Atlas build any longer. It's gone on for a really, really long time. It's complex enough. I think it warranted giving it the time that it has, but it's at the end of that cycle. We need to kind of wrap it up, get things done, and get things in place. What we need to be doing, the most time-consuming and critical aspect of that, is setting up the gantry to do the grinding and the welding to lower the track ship, which lowers the drill ship so that we can lower the drilling as we clear out the debris and crap and stone and ice and ore from under the drill ship. In order for that to happen, we need the game to be behaving, and the way the game has been behaving, we can't do it. It's stuck. It's kind of in limbo. So rather than trying to push it, releasing fluff content, I can't even really start any other builds in the meantime because the tools are broken. There's all kinds of performance issues, really extended pauses, you could say, as you're playing, where you're doing stuff and all of a sudden the game just stops and a few seconds later it starts again. I had one today where I used a manual grinder to remove a conveyor tube from the temporary track ship, and the game froze up for almost a good solid minute and a half. And then it corrected itself and went back to what it was doing. But it was doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the meantime. The screen was changing to stuff that was on the screen 5 minutes ago. It was odd. It was just odd. So there's apparently going to be a delay, a continued delay in the release of Space Engineers content, and it's not planned. I'm not reducing the frequency that I'm doing it because I don't want to play the game anymore. Just so that you understand, when things get back as close to normal as we need them to be in order to continue, we will be continuing. We'll be doing that. The other thing that I wanted to just bring up, because it's probably about that time again, is we've had this sort of release schedule for Space Engineers of every other day, and part of the reason for that was I wanted that every other day in between to have a different series running. And we had Eden Star going for a while. I'm still following Eden Star very actively, but I haven't been playing it because I made the decision that I would pick it up again when they released the new map. Because once the new map comes out, in addition to all the other things that they've been working on, the chances of encountering an update where they say, okay, well, you're going to have to start over with this new update because we've changed so much that your old saves will be incompatible, will be reduced dramatically. That's really all I want, is to be able to start in on it, work on this series, build some stuff, shoot some stuff, gather some stuff, defend ourselves from the bad guys at night, do all that other stuff, and enjoy it. And then when we run out of stuff to do, if we're, kind of caught in another loop of just doing the same old, then we can stop and we see what it looks like at release. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking at. But it's taking a while. They've been focusing on the multiplayer, and they've been focusing on the bits and pieces, the mechanics and things in the game. And the new map has been, I don't know if it's been put on the back burner or if it's just kind of deliberately set aside while they focus on the other things. So just know, if you're looking forward to that series starting up again, that I am keeping an eye on it. And when it's ready, we will be getting back into it. And that leads us to the third thing that I wanted to bring up just very briefly is I've been kind of limited in terms of what other games I can look at because my current computer is showing its age. I'm in the process of building a new one, which means two things. One, there are a lot of games that I just can't play at the resolution and frame rate that I would like to. And two, money that I'd be spending on games to try as a potential candidate to play is money taken away from the components that I still need to finish the build, which is it's a difficult spot to be in. I don't mind spending the money if it's something that I'm pretty sure people are going to be happy with, that we can play for a while and enjoy. But at the same time, if it's kind of iffy, or if I'm just kind of looking at that next component and thinking I could spend an extra 50 to get a better component, or I could spend 50 on a game that we'd probably get 3 episodes in and people are like, yeah, this looks like ass, stop it until your computer is done. It's one of those things. What I can tell you is that the last expensive component that I need to buy is the graphics card. NVIDIA is expected to make an announcement April 5th, so today's the 2nd, just a few days from now, detailing the release schedule for the next generation of cards. Rumor has it that May 27th is the day that we might be able to have them in our hot little hands, which is kind of cool. Kind of nice to be able to be in that position of buying a card right when it comes out so you can get the most out of it before it's out of date, I guess you could say, is one way of looking at it. I would like to be able to buy the top-end card that they offer at the time that they offer the first round, but if I don't quite have enough for that, because I'm looking at 800, 900 I would expect for that, we'll go for the one step below that will still be fantastic and good, and I think a good choice, but we'll see how it goes. But that's putting us at the end of May for that particular purchase, and then we need to look at the hard drives and the cooler for the CPU, because if you've seen the cooler, the stock cooler that Intel is shipping with their Skylake processors, you know that you don't use the stock cooler for an Intel Skylake processor if you're smart. So we have to buy a custom cooler for that. Once that's done, everything is in place. It's going to be a benefit to the channel. Obviously, I'll enjoy having a new computer to play games on. That's always fun. But it's kind of a limiting factor right now because it's not done and there's money to be spent on it, and there's also money to be spent on potential candidates for games. So we're kind of in limbo, but we'll see how it goes. And if there's a good game, a good candidate that I'm pretty confident people will want to watch, I don't mind spending the money and kind of delaying the other stuff a tiny bit in order to get that out. So that's something that I've been keeping in mind as well. So the last thing that I wanted to mention is because I feel bad when there's a delay, some sort of problem, some sort of hang up that prevents videos from going up. I just want to remind people that if you do use Twitter and you want to be notified of these sorts of things, you can follow me on Twitter at Enigmius1. The link is in the information box below the video. And I want to be one of these people that uses Twitter for what people want to see, which is like video updates as a substitute or an alternative for subscribing to my channel, and information related to the content specifically. It bothers me when people use Twitter as like their social group, and you follow them because they're kind of doing a certain thing and you want to be notified, and then one day you just try and keep up with all the crap that they're spewing on Twitter because they're lonely, or because someone made them feel bad on the internet. And I'm not like that. I don't spam Twitter. Most of the time, it's just the automatic notifications that go out when I finish a video upload, letting people know, hey, there's a new video. And then if there's a problem or a hiccup or a delay, it's a quick and easy way for me to get a really concise blurb out to people so that they know, hey, there's stuff going on and it's going to be an extra day or two or whatever it happens to be, and life goes on. At least now we know. So that's the thing, just a reminder about that. That's about as much of your time as I want to monopolize. If you have any questions, anything that I didn't address here that you've been wondering about, feel free to ask in the comment section below the video. If your question is related to when I'm going back to Robocraft, the answer is never. And that's quite serious. I'm never going back to Robocraft. And so thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.